Welcome to the episode 33 summary from the Reading Finnegans Wake in 200 Sessions podcast, where we analyze Finnegans Wake by James Joyce 3 pages at a time. And hey, if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment to support us. It really helps.
Okay, so let's jump right in. We're basically investigating this mysterious document that pops up in Finnegans Wake. And right away, you can tell the text on these pages is just, well, it's strange, it's complex, and it feels like it's designed to challenge the very idea of how we read anything.
The whole thing kicks off with this incredible phrase. This is what sets up the entire mystery for us. We're told we're looking at a Proteiform graph. Now, this isn't just some letter or manuscript, right?
So what does that mean for us? It means what we're looking at isn't some simple, flat page. No way. It's being described as this shape-shifting, three-dimensional object. Think of a crystal with all its different faces, and each one holds a different piece of the puzzle. This isn't just writing, folks. We're told it's scripture, a kind of sacred text with a whole lot of sides to it.
All right, so like any good mystery, what's the first thing you do? You try to figure out who wrote it, right? But here's the thing. The experts, they just can't seem to agree on who, or maybe even what, the author is. And this is where it gets really interesting. You've got these two completely different theories going head-to-head. On one hand, you have the kind of old-school view which sees the author as a simple criminal, a delinquent recidivist, which basically means a repeat offender who's literally melting away. Then, on the other hand, the more modern analysis sees something way more complex, a sex mosaic of nymphocesis. We're talking about a biological mashup, part male, part female, that's transforming like an insect.
So yeah, it becomes pretty clear pretty fast that trying to pin this on a single author is just a dead end. The document itself seems to have a multiplicity of personalities. It's like it was written by a whole committee of people who all hate each other. It even supposedly contains the provision of virtual crime. It's predicting crimes before they even happen. So the author isn't a person, you see. It's more like a force of nature, some kind of phenomenon.
Okay, so just as all these investigators are getting totally lost in their own complicated theories, a new voice just cuts in. And it's the voice of total skepticism, pure frustration. And it completely shatters all their academic mumbo-jumbo with one simple, direct question.
And this is the cry of every single person who has ever tried to read Finnegans Wake and just gotten frustrated. It cuts right through all the fancy analysis and just asks the most basic question you can imagine. It's like, forget all the theories. Who in the heck wrote this thing?
And this just perfectly shows the chaos that erupts. The text just floods us with this barrage of contradictory ideas. Was it written standing up or on horseback? With a clear mind or a totally confused one? Was it by some regular down-to-earth person or some stuffy academic who knows too much? The point is, it's impossible. You just can't figure out where this document actually came from.
So after showing us exactly how not to read this thing, the text kind of pivots. It turns and speaks directly to us, to the readers. And it gives us this really crucial piece of advice on how to even begin to tackle this impossible investigation.
And here's the key takeaway. Joyce is basically telling us, straight up, you're not going to get this with a quick, easy answer. It just won't happen. You have to slow down. You have to resist jumping to conclusions. And above all else, you have to be patient. You could almost say, this is the user manual for reading Finnegans Wake.
And the text gives us a perfect example of this. It says, hey, just because you don't see any quotation marks on the page, you can't just assume the author didn't plagiarize. This wasn't just a theoretical warning, it was personal for Joyce.
Okay, so after all that confusion and after all the warnings to just be patient, the text finally gives us the key. This is what unlocks the entire mystery.
And you know what? The clue is shockingly simple. The text shifts our focus away from the mysterious message inside the letter and onto the container itself. It asks this really simple question. Have any of us ever really, truly stopped to think about a plain old stamped and addressed envelope?
And this is the big breakthrough moment. What Joyce is arguing here is that focusing only on the psychological content, the words on the page, the literal message, while completely ignoring the enveloping facts is a huge mistake. The real meaning isn't just in the message, it's in the form, the context, all the circumstances that surround it.
And he gives us this perfect analogy for it. He says that trying to understand a text without its context is just as absurd as meeting a woman and immediately trying to picture her naked, completely ignoring the fact that she's, wearing clothes. Her clothes, just like the envelope, are a fact. They're part of her reality, right?
So the big takeaway here is that the form and the context, they aren't just a box that holds the content, they are completely inseparable from it. The clothing of the text, its physical form, its history, is packed with local color and personal perfume. It's not hiding the meaning. In a way, it is the meaning.
And all this leaves us with one final, really provocative thought. What if the surface, the clothing, the envelope, and the depth, the body, the content, aren't really opposites at all? The text basically asks, who in their heart doubts that facts and fiction are there at the same time? So maybe the true challenge for us as readers is learning how to see both of those things at once.